Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to LaneSmash Week 3. I'm Jeb Kenobi here, and with me is Dubness, as I don't hit the right thing. Hello, Dubness.
Hello, it's gonna be a great match today. Looking
I
forward to it.
I am
Hype.
s- I am so excited.
You sound it.
Oh my gosh. So, we have what are widely considered to be the two best teams in A bracket. We
Yeah, in the
have,
not in the A bracket, in the tournament. The
well,
number one and two seed
yeah,
in
the number
in
one
the
two
whole
seeds
tournament.
for the whole tournament. Which one is number one and which one is number two, though, is unclear. Because on
Mm.
one side we have Turtle coming out of the Emerald server with B-Way, Who, Right, SHTR, I think, mostly are the comprising outfits.
Yeah, that
Reincarnation.
sounds about right. Yeah,
Yeah,
sounds about right.
they are the successor team to Short Stack, which won the whole tournament last year.
Yeah.
But on the other side, we have KATS, the successor team of TM, which is the successor team to Stack, which is one of the most powerful lane smash teams ever to play.
Mm. So I actually have a fun fact here for you.
Oh,
Did you
yes.
know that? So obviously, cats, KATS, right? That
Mm-hmm.
sounds a lot like cats, as in CATS. And 4 years ago, there was actually a cats lane smash team, which comprised of Catharsis and Fax from Cobalt and C. Um, However, the only similarity there is that they have people from Cobalt and they sound similar. Um, so there you go. Fun fact. Not
Interesting.
yeah.
KATS comes out of, I guess you should really say, the Jaeger server, because most of these people play on Jaeger quite a
Yes.
lot.
Yeah.
Um, but also technically coming out of Saltworks and T from Cobalt.
Mhm.
Very strong, very high skill roster. Quite a lot of very, very good players. Turtle, no slouch themselves. Quite a lot of skill. A lot of the best players from Emerald on that team. So, who wins? We really don't know.
Mm.
Uh,
Well, it's so close, isn't it? Right.
it's
So,
so
it,
close.
okay. So let's have a look at because regardless of who is number one and who's number two, both of the teams, right? They are first or second, right?
Yes.
And then you look at the recent form, okay? So Turtle, they beat Pray for Help 4-1, while Cats, they beat WFAT 4-0. But then obviously last week they lost to Pray for Help in a shock defeat 3-0. Um, However, with that being said, quite an important thing to remember is back in November during the preseason, Cats did actually beat Turtle 2-0 on the now defunct Feldspar to Crossroads lane, right?
Yes.
So both teams are they're so strong on paper, in all three domains. Yeah, whether it's infantry, air, vehicle, they're so strong, right? And each team has well-known pilots, infantry, and tankers. So on paper, though, it can be argued, right, that Cats has an advantage in terms of skill and perhaps experience as well. But what we saw last weekend against Pray for Help, right, is that there's questions surrounding Cats' coordination. Um, if they can fix their coordination, it it's going to be a really good match.
Yeah.
Um,
A lot of big names, a lot of people that are known in the community playing on both sides. For Caspi,
mhm.
people like Osprey, Addypick, Ryan, Joe Crema, Street Scum, Aerots, Haylot, quite a few. Though I also seen a lot of names that I'm missing that I expected to see. People like Path Daddy, Schnipsel, Zyros are all not in the TeamSpeak to hear the ref calls, so I don't think they're playing. But also from the
Yeah, but
Emerald
then you
side.
have yeah, but you do have
5 minutes
so
until
you
match start. Five
so
minutes until match
here's a
start.
luxury of what Cats could do, right? Zyros isn't there, so instead they've got Rag, right? Another really strong infantry player. So it's like, well,
True.
if you're Turtle, it's like, well, who would you rather face? Well, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, and also there's still quite a lot of people on Turtle as well that are quite strong. You
Mm.
have Canadian, also known as Psychological Warfare, very good pilot, very strong infantry player. Dudas Flutus, similar story. Uh, love that lib. I already said Dudas Panda, one of the best bolters in Planetside. SW Clone, just both
Big
teams are
statements, yeah.
very loaded in terms of skill.
So here's the thing, right? Um, both teams, it's neck and neck, right?
It
And this
really is.
match, it's going to be so close. I can't stress that enough. And let's talk a little bit more about their background and history because obviously I was the force, uh, the term force commander, whatever you want to use for short stack last season, which is the predecessor for Turtle. So I know a lot of people on Turtle quite well, um, and I have obviously kind of a bit of an insider kind of knowledge, but actually it's kind of it's a very much different team this season. Okay, in terms of the team culture and the leadership and the approach, but also they've upped their individual skill. I mean, number one, they removed me, which was a great play. Um, uh,
Oh no,
but
you're much better than I am at the game. But
they picked up some really good individually talented people, right? Um, so regardless of like leadership changes and changes in approach, they probably will still have quite a strong chance of winning this game, right?
yes, but
Um, oh
we
yeah.
got it. We're running out a little time here. We got to talk about the lane.
Well, the lane.
The
So
lane. We are on Aitken Bravada for the first of 4 times this weekend. All matches are in Aitken Bravada. KATS elected to play NC with their factoring choice, which is a very off-meta
totally
choice.
against the meta. Totally against the meta.
Totally against the meta, but we'll see how it works out for them. They're starting from Aitken Biolab. Turtle took VS with their pick and started from Bravada PMC. So,
Mm.
uh, our neutral base in the middle is Woodman AC, and what is a unique feature about this lane specifically is that whoever starts from the Aiken side, which is KATS this round, can gal drop on Woodman ASE before any ESFs from Bravada could interfere with it. Scythes, Reavers, Mosquitoes, doesn't matter. They all don't arrive in time. Scythes especially are slow, so they will definitely not interdict any potential gal drop that KATS tries to do. Of course, all of that is reversed second half when KATS starts from Turtle starts from Aiken. My apologies. And then you have Moss Ridge, a construction site base, lots of vehicle action there. And then you have Aiken South, which is a little bit more infantry focused base on the Aiken side. So we'll have to see how that plays the team's strengths.
So for sure, right? You can turtle the point at Woodman ASC Labs. In fact, we've already seen teams do it either in practices or in actual matches. So it is doable. Um, However, right, I don't expect either team to want to lose this match because there's bragging rights up for grabs, right? Because KATS beat them in the preseason, but obviously the predecessor team short stack beat KATS' predecessor team, um, TM in the grand final of last season, right? So there's bragging rights there, right? But
Mm-hmm.
also to put into perspective of the bracket, um, if whichever team wins today, they will have a strong chance of becoming the number one seed in the group, right? Now, if
Yes.
you're the number one seed in the A bracket, you will play in the semi-final, in the elimination stage, the fourth seed from the A bracket, which is obviously an easier match than the second playing third. So there's also an actual reason, so to speak, to wanting to win this match.
Well, and
Match starts
KATS.
next tick. Match starts
Oh
next
my,
tick.
we gotta look at openers. I think KATS also really almost needs
That's
this
in
win after
precisely
losing the pick
one
for help
minute.
last weekend. I'm gonna look at the KATS opener real quick. Then I'm gonna fly with Turtle and we'll follow them in. I see a few Reavers. I see a Galaxy, so I think they're gonna try to gouge out the point. And then there are some. I see what, maybe 5 or 6 Reavers. Not a whole lot of air off the start. Those, can you go ahead and delete the squad waypoint here real quick too?
All done.
Cool. Looking at Turtle, we see, oh my, many, many more ESFs. They are double pulling ESFs. They have 2 Galaxies. They have 3 Galaxies. Whoa!
So it sounds like they're just going for air control
It
then.
sounds like
Do
they're
they
going
have
for
any vehicles?
heavy, heavy air control. Well, that might be helpful to them. It
Oh,
might
they do
not
have
be.
vehicles though.
Max is going to start in less than 10 seconds, so we're going to follow Turtle in here. Here we go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Match start, match start.
Alright, here we go. So Jeb, just while we have the opportunity, do you have any predictions for this match?
Oof. I don't know. It could be anything from like 1-1 to 4-0 for either team, so I really don't know.
Yeah.
I think on the form, I picked KATS to win,
we
but
don't have
I
enough
could...
time. KATS are dropping on the powerhouse, and Azor is going to go kill the vehicle terminal for.
Oh, they
for
dropped the Galaxy right
Turtle.
power. It's getting immediately focused by air. Oh,
Wait,
they have
what?
Burster Maxes!
Wait, what? Okay,
They have
interesting.
Rag is in a Burster Max. Rag and Osprey have Burster Maxes. They are firing on the air. They're firing on the Galaxy. The Galaxy's also appears to be getting air hammered from the Mesa.
So Azor's killed the vehicle terminal, right? But KATS do control the infantry terminal, and the point is flipping, and the time has started.
Okay, timer started. 4 minutes to capture. This is a neutral base. Whoever is there at the end of the 4 minutes gets it. And the first point of this match. Nobody... Doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you end up. And that's something that Turtle in particular looks to be very keenly aware of. There are now 2 reptiles from Turtle off the side of a Mesa repairing each other and firing on KATS Reavers. Reavers are also engaging with Scythes now. I see one go down. I see another Reaver's moving in to try to, I think, rocket pod the Galaxies, but it's not being super effective. Oh, hello. Turtle tried to get a Mag Rider on top of a Mesa, and it flips and goes down. There's another Mag Rider trying to climb the Mesa now, but I don't see... That is a KATS repair bus just deployed out in the middle of the base to provide a spawn option.
This is interesting, right? So KATS have kind of went, alright, we're just going to put up a no-fly zone, right, outside Woodman ASE Labs, right? What with the Burster Maxes and their ESFs. While Turtle are playing pretty passive, it looks like, with their ESFs currently.
Yeah.
And the Galaxies. They're holding back over by Moss Ridge, just kind of taking it easy.
Most
whittling
of the
down
KATS
KATS.
Reavers appear to be dead now. Honestly, though, the Scythes have pushed up to the point of... Actually, there are air duels going on close to the Biolab now. KATS has repulled Reavers, and they're coming back to engage the VS Air. The rocket pods are starting to land around the powerhouse. KATS has been mostly driven off the roof. Ryan is trying to repair a Reaver, but he's going to get nose gunned down. He puts down a beacon, and he's going to head inside. Oh, I think we're seeing a bit of an infantry transition here out of KATS. There's a growing number of people running around inside the Crescent building.
So the question is how they're going to set up, if they're going to set up, right?
If they're going to set up.
Number one, right, a setup here will be quite important for them in terms of infantry turret, anti-infantry turrets, hard light barriers, etc. Because, the current...
Oh! Ryan and a Scat Max takes down Dudas, Wudas, Canadian, and Panda all at once.
Oh.
That's gotta
okay.
hurt. Mobby takes down Street Scum and is gonna get the beacon. Turtle has a beacon and they're dropping infantry in via Galaxy right now. Delta is in a max. They've got a Sunder deployed too.
What might be a mistake is leaving this infantry terminal up, because if Turtle can take control of that, they're gonna be able to push across the bridges, which can be an effective push if you have air control.
And they do seem to have air control right now. Aerats is forgetting he doesn't have Fire 7, he only has GSD. Oh, here comes the push. They're going for the grav lifts underneath the Crescent building, or they're going all the way around. This is a really long flank. But you have 2 maxes and quite a few other supporting infantry running around here, trying to get ready to push.
They have been spotted.
They have not
they're
been
trying
spotted.
to get on the roof of the Crescent.
Oh, well that certainly worked. They are now on the roof. They can drop them from pretty much anywhere. So this
If
is
they
a
go
very
on the
dangerous
balcony,
situation.
do they know how many maxes are in there?
I don't think they do. There's 2
here we
coming in
go.
now. Azor's got 1. Oh, wow.
So the NC maxes are not good at this range.
No, they are
to go
not.
downstairs, and if you go downstairs now, they're gonna jump down on top of you.
But
the
there's
VS.
20 seconds, so Turtle's gonna need to get their move on. Oh, Thel gets in behind. He goes down immediately, but he gets some kills. Here comes the Turtle push, and oh gosh, there's nowhere for KATS to go. There's nowhere for KATS to go.
It's close.
Point is flipping the Turtle.
Rag puts
Turtle
the shield
needs,
up.
KATS needs to resonate right
I
now.
know,
Rag is
it's not
standing
gonna be
tall,
enough,
but
I
he
don't
can't
think.
flip the point. And there's a resonate for VS.
The Cream is still alive. He goes
VS
down.
is still alive.
5 seconds to go. It looks
not
like
enough...
Turtle going to go 1-0.
Yeah, Turtle going to go 1-0. There is no... There were not even enough bodies there. So Turtle's going to take the first base of this match. Question then becomes, oh, KATS is already coming back in top 4.
Yeah, so
but
KATS are coming in
slowly
straight away,
getting
but
cleaned up.
That was quite a nice push from Turtle there, right? So using that grab lift to get on the roof means they can kill any beacons without wasting any EMPs, and to focus those 2 balcony doors where there were no hard light barriers or anything, and the crossfire didn't seem totally set up. Again, this is what I was saying a couple minutes ago about the setup, right? Without that setup, they were really vulnerable to that push, and Turtle maybe that. I mean, that looked totally prepared. So, yeah, it worked out. The theory crafting worked for Turtle, and now it's 1-0.
Great attack, goes down to overkill. He kills a beacon, but now test mirrors arrived as well. So KATS is trying to slowly resecure this, but there aren't enough people here to really do that. Integrity drops in the Dudas, Ludus, and Sad Robot and goes down and get taken down by the 2 of them. Test mirror has managed to flip the point, it seems. Sorry for the observer zoom there, guys. But it's immediately flipped back. Is there a forward cap or back cap as it were at Aiken South? Not yet.
There's not even any VS population in the hex, so no need to write about that just now.
No.
I would like to point out that it may, and I could just be getting trolled here, but it may be Ryan's birthday from KATS, in which case, happy birthday to Ryan. But that, as I say, could just be a troll. We don't know. But if it is your birthday, happy birthday. There you are.
Knowing Ryan and knowing the Jaeger community could easily be a troll, but it could also easily be real because they all are friends. So,
just a group of friends.
Just a group of friends. KATS is... Oh, they have brought up vehicles, I think. Or they've got a... Oh, no. They're engaging mag riders right now outside the base. They have brought up a lightning, and with Carlito, another lightning, and 3 buses.
So, yeah, but if you're going to go against however many mag riders they had... I know Turtle, they had 3 in the opener from what I could see.
They lost 1 to a physics accident, so...
Well, bound to happen, I suppose. But,
yeah.
You know, one thing I don't think is stressed enough is the importance of good armor players, right, in LaneSmash, because if you're able to have 1 extra person in the sky because you have a tanker, you know, 1 tanker who's worth 2 of theirs, for example, it really makes taking that air control just a little bit easier.
Yeah.
And as
honestly,
you can see, those
I'm not quite sure what KATS is trying to accomplish here. They have enough Bulldogs to really give these mag riders some hard time.
But they waited too long, and they're back capped.
Yeah, they're back capped.
Aiken South is flipping. So, we saw on a previous match here that Aiken South is, you have to control the rooftop. So what? And there's two things you need for that, right? You need the air control, and then once you have air control, you need to have light assaults at the very least on top of the L shapes. But both teams, they have people who have played Jaeger 6v6. This is obviously a Jaeger 6v6 map, so you would hope to see some really good infantry combat inside these L shapes as well.
KATS. Oh, Turtle has arrived with 2 maxes. KATS was about ready to take control of one of the L buildings, but that's going to get shut down hard as Carlito and Joe Crema get mauled by blue shifts. However, the Southern L is in NC hands right now. Let's take a look at the inside here. Yeah, they've got about a squadron of infantry here. They are firing across toward the VS in the East L. But the VS are coming. Here comes the push. A-Sword's on a max. He's coming across. Testmir's going to go down. Ooh, A-Sword eats a big C4, but he's almost dead. He needs to fall back and get repairs. Delta also needs to get a res. Rag has retaken point and is pushing back toward East L. And point has gone back to KATS. That push didn't really work. KATS redeployed quickly and dealt with that back cap. Do they have a forward cap here in about 30 seconds? They have an opportunity to do so.
Not yet, from what I can see. Now they have, unfortunately for KATS, their armor's been destroyed, including the stealth bus which they left.
Yeah,
the mag
lost
riders.
the bus too. He's lost the bus to the garage, but now the ground pound has arrived. Air is repulled. but I don't see any real VS presence. Oh, point is flipping. Aesor and Mobby drop in. Sad Robot drops in right on top of them. But Testmere gets one. Quint goes down the Ryan. Screet Scum's going to clean up Aesor. There's a Resonate, but they're just spawning right into KATS. Now, TK's up on the legs. He
So
gets
again,
several,
this
but not
base,
enough.
it really does favour the defender, especially if you don't use that roof control. And still no back cap just yet, but there is NC in the hex, so I'll keep an eye on that.
Alright, you keep an eye on that. Right now, the point's getting ground pounded by VS, but NC has control. Aesor is respawning. He takes out Integrity. Rag's behind him, though. He takes down Rag with the help of Quint. They have... Point is flipping. Barely. Rag gets a respawn. He dies. Aesor is down. Delta is leaving the point. He gets bolted. Quint is fighting with Testmere, and Aesor is fighting... And the point is getting rushed by KATS. There isn't enough Turtle there to defend it. So point's going back to NC. And Turtle right now is just trickling in, trying to get some timer, but they can't. There's no opening.
Just an update here. Halo has just flipped the point here at Woodman near C Labs. He killed Great Tank. Can he kill Yami? He loses out to Yami. But there is, however, an Osprey who's also a medic. And it's KATS. They do have a beacon. So if they're quick with a redeploy, they could drop back on the point here.
Yeah, Turtle just ran on the point at Aiken South, but they're back capped. So we will transition the section back up to Woodman and see how quickly can KATS transition and get a hold going and try to get some timer. Turtle is already rushing the point. Point is already flipping back. Joe Creamer
It's
drops
so
down.
close here.
Frank Mike
It's
drops
so
down.
close on Woodman AC point. But it looks like KATS have just got the upper hand. But it was really close for a second there.
Yeah, it looks like it. Sad and Delta are on door 3 trying to make something happen here. They're running onto the point, but oof. Somebody gets C4'd. Also, a Mag Rider has returned and is now shelling the point, but he's shelling the area his guys are pushing. I'm not sure what he's trying to accomplish. Canadian is very low in HP, trying to defend the stairs. He's gonna go down eventually, but he does take one with him. KATS are now rushing top 4. They take down Clone, they take down Quint and Canadian again, off the res. PPAs have arrived from the outside. Orion's got a PPA. He's firing in light PPA on the site, firing into the crescent directly. Giving KATS a lot of splash damage right now. Yeah, Rag can't even respawn. And Turtle are trying to push from the balcony. Point is flipping back to VS.
How dare you?
Yeah, no, this is not an official B-Way effort, as I have been reminded. So.
Gonna cause some drama out here called a Turtle B-Way.
No.
Got to emphasize, the importance of the pilots as well from who.
Well, there are many outfits that make up every LaneSmash team. No LaneSmash team this season is made up by just one outfit.
The best way to do it is just just have a group of people who are like-minded and want to play together.
Yeah, that is really the best way.
Turtle have we secured the point here? It didn't look like KATS were able to get 2 squads on point.
No.
And that air to ground was they still had a beacon though, so they've just dropped back in. Can they get back inside?
Turtle already sent a bus and 3 Mag Riders forward. Oh my, but now there's lots of yellow back at that Crescent building. Can they get back inside? Dudas gets one. He almost gets Osprey, but Osprey manages to get the cover.
So have a look at the top of the staircase, right?
Judas gets
there.
Peak goes down.
Even that one hardlight barrier at the top of the staircase enabled them to have a better crossfire than the one that KATS had without that barrier. When Turtle did their push upstairs, originally during the opener. Even that one difference. It's like such a small thing, yet it paid off there for them so well.
Frank Might is inside. He takes down Quint. He's goes down to Aesor and Sad Robot. Carlito pokes in again by himself. He's got 6 people to kill. That doesn't work out for him.
He did kill one of them, to be fair.
He got 1, but he didn't get 6. That's people he needed to get.
Just that they all line up. Anyway, back cap at Aiken South.
Yeah, back at Aiken South. Okay. This might be how the rest of the
that's-
half plays out. I just gotta say now, lots of just playing for time or trying to get a transition. Thank you, refs, for making it daytime again so we can see better.
So that's
Oh
an
my!
interesting
Are you
little-
seeing this at Aiken South, Dubness?
I haven't. I was gonna say there's Spitfires guarding a hill, to stop any backcap. But what am I looking for?
You are.
Jet?
Oh, you'll notice as soon as you see it, there is a Hesh Mag Rider on top of the roofs of the L buildings at Aiken South. That is a.
Yeah, to be expected.
Yeah.
To be expected. Be honest, like
Crimson Faust has mastered. Oh no! 2 turtle ESFs. Gray Tank and Love That Lib goes crashing into each other, trying the ground pound. A little too greedy for kills there, boys. Crimson Faust has got Hesh Mag Rider aimed at the East L building. Is going to cause all kinds of problems for KATS.
I'm kind of puzzled a little bit about is there's a total lack of air control for KATS.
I don't. I
it
mean,
doesn't
I
even
haven't seen
seem like-
Half Daddy and TeamSpeak yet. I'm wondering how many Bling pilots are actually playing today at this point, because I have not seen much serious air contestation, and Turtle has won it all, which is not what I would have expected normally.
It doesn't seem like they they brought a lot of air.
No, they only had 7 Reavers off the start. I think 7 or 8 at most, maybe even less than that. Now their infantry is playing quite well. They got a group
very
together,
well.
nothing to
It's
stand in
very
front
well
of them.
considering the fact that they're getting air to grounded, right? But I mean, they do have pilots on the team speak. Frank might is certainly one of them. And so's Integrity. But it doesn't
Integrity
seem
just went
like
down the wall pods, by the way.
and there's Test Mirror as well. So they have pilots, but it doesn't seem like they're utilizing them. Because all their population, as I say, is in this hex.
Hmm.
And that Mag Rider, that's a nice little trick, but those Mag Riders are being on the roof.
And now there's a
They're
second
only-
Mag Rider running around on the roof.
Yeah, but you can only have them on top of those L shapes, right? If
If you have L control.
if you have air control.
Yeah, I mean, if you have air, you have to have the air, you have to have the roof control. The Mag Riders are both running Ranger Top Guns, which, I mean, they actually haven't had the use yet because they've had no reason to shoot, but that won't keep away a determined Air Force. Now, oh my gosh, the Rocket Coyote's even being used to ground pound as KATS is trying to push from spawn here. They just have no options. Pushing from teleport or pushing from spawn, they just can't seem to break this. Turtle is now 90 seconds from taking a second base on the lane before and have enough time to maybe even try to cap the Biolab if that ever happens. I think it would lead to the first
I
time
would
to a
be
KATS
really
or Freezer team
surprised
getting
if
home
they were able
based.
to take a Biolab.
I think it'll be very hard to take a Biolab, but I think they have the time to do it, is my point. KATS is now in risk of, for the first time, has actually had a serious risk of being home based for the first time in this team's now 3-year history. This is the most in danger they've ever been of being home based.
So, if you asked me before the match, would Turtle be able to get a 2-0 in the first half? I'd say it's possible. Wouldn't say it's totally likely. I'd say it's possible, and it looks like it's going to go that way though.
Turtle just dropped in a bunch of reinforcements by Beacon, completely uncontested. They've gotten inside the L buildings and they're safe and snug in there. Torn Falcon is dead. Joe Krima tries to push. He pushes straight in the ASOR and already being wounded by air to ground.
Yeah, Turtle really.
2 more trying to
wanted-
push by the vehicle shield to eat a Magrat or Heshram before going inside. I mean, the chip damage is going to make it impossible for them to fight Turtle.
Well, yeah, not just the chip damage, right, but also the screen shake. But the point's flipping, but it was just two people.
2 guys that tried to drop in from the roof, I think, or something. Turtle
So-
immediately rotating the resecure. That's something that they struggled with in the past, of being overconfident and not collapsing point appropriately, but they are doing it now. They have a full half squad on point, and they get it. 2-0 to Turtle in the first half.
That's quite impressive.
Honestly,
that's
that is.
But I have to question what the KATS approach is here. I'm very much looking forward to talking to their FC because it looks like it's a very infantry focused approach on a lane where perhaps an infantry focus outside of Woodman may not be totally viable. Because that's what it looks like, right? Like, when was the last time you saw a Reaver?
It's been a while. I've been
But
mostly
also,
focusing on the ground
you know-
combat, because that's where the action's been. I
Why
haven't seen a Reaver.
focus? But why pick NC then if you're going to be playing infantry?
Right, because the max is, until it gets buffed, like probably next week, assuming that the Outfit Wars playtest going on this weekend goes well, I imagine that pack will come to live in the very near future, where the NC Max is getting buffed. It's getting a rather substantial damage and rate of fire buff. But NC Maxes, as they stand right now, do not have the range and firepower to really compete with their VS and TR counterparts. So I believe they picked NC via a randomizer. I'm not sure why you would do that, but they chose to, and that's their decision on how they do their team. But this is definitely hurting them. And now, oh my, they are going for the biolab. There are VS Maxes in the biolab. They are committing to it. They are trying to take... Oh, I'm way in too close there. Oops. So they are trying to push that A building L.
Oh, I just saw a scythe flip at Southern Labs. But they should have the back cap in the biolab.
They actually don't. KATS resecured that quickly. I think there's a lot of dead VS up there. I'm going to take a look. Or they all despawned by now. But there is one. So they are trying. Screescum is in a scat max. He's on the balcony of the L building, looking down over spawn.
So Essing and Smiles are trying to get a back cap going here at Southern Labs. The plate's been neutralized, and the Mag Rider, which is still on the roof, isn't able to get an angle on them.
Yeah.
Azor takes down Smiles though, and Essing is dancing around this tree.
Meanwhile, Turtle is effectively spawn
There we
camped
go,
at the
that's the
biolab
back
by
cap.
KATS.
There is the back cap, but already Essing is going to be outnumbered, I think 4-5 to 1.
There's probably only about like 8 to 10 people inside that spawn room, so there's plenty of personnel to go deal with the back cap without taking the pressure off the biolab, which is very important. Yeah, points already gone back. It's already handled. It's over. By the time I got back here, it was gone.
Yeah, like that was a super quick resecure. So just to go over kind of how Acre South was taken, right? By having the air control, like total air control, by the way, they were able to put those mag riders up on the roof, and that combined with infantry and maxes just meant, and with the ground pounding from the spawn, KATS really, you're asking a lot of your individuals to be able to fight through all of that cheese, right? So now that they're in the biolab, though, I think I would be genuinely shocked to see a biolab be taken in this match.
Delta is slowly poking the L building, but he's got a scat max to contend with and a lot of small arms fire. So he's trying, and there's a repair war going on right now between Screescum and Delta, but Delta is losing that as a stabilizer from Blanks. There's another pilot is not was able to get a C4 back on. Now Screescum is pushing rather aggressively. He's going to pull back immediately as who is that? High Tech was looking to C4 him. Oh, now BNC points are flipping at the biolab. Turtle has got sent people around to do the flank at B and C point. C point is purple, and B point is about to be purple with Annoying Bank and hang on here. He's got to fight Frank, Mike, and Halot, who's got a phylactery res on a medic. Okay, interesting choice to load out there, Halot. So now, Turtle has timer, but they do not have time. Unless they can get that A point resecured, they will not have time to cap. There's about a 30-second delta between the round clock and the biolab clock. So the round will end before they can cap the biolab, unless they can somehow dramatically speed up the timer, which would happen by taking A point and holding the other two, or maybe by flipping the generator and going for the SCU. That's still viable, but even now, C point's flipping back.
Yeah, so as long as KATS get the C point back under control, they're gonna basically slash all hope that Turtle may have. But I think we have to give credit where credit is due and say, Turtle, they've had a very strong opener. Clearly, it was well thought out. And even down to the smaller things like having Spitfires in certain places, right? And then their attack on Acre South, that was again quite well thought out with the mag riders on the roof. Meanwhile, KATS, they went for kind of infantry opener with a few Sunderers, and some air, and then a lot of anti-air. And it just seems like they've just kind of given up on the kind of the combined arms aspect of LaneSmash in a way. Not totally, but it is something I think you cannot answer
Ooh.
without being able to talk to an FC
Turtle
or one
is
of the leads
Turtle
or one
just
of the shot
overloaded the
callers.
gen at the biolab. I'm going to stop you there. But it's a bit of a tenuous hole in the powerhouse right now. They need to get more people in here, or else they're going to get just slammed by a rush of cats.
Yeah, so the best way to always hold or cap a biolab is through the powerhouse, right? So that's why having that teleporter spawn for the powerhouse is always really nice on live. Now that's East Aiken, which is not Aiken South, obviously. So instead they've got a Sunday by the pad, or yeah, they got a Sunday, so that way they can just get to the.
Ooh, Cats made
Oh
a big
no!
push from the cross and across the bridges and got the B point back. Generator
Oh,
has not been flipped though, but they have the high ground, so that should come pretty soon.
so Orion is trying to get a scythe into the biolab right now, and he's managed it. It's above the powerhouse.
Oh, has he? I gotta see
There's a
this.
scythe inside the biolab.
Yes, so there is.
It's
He's
such a
repairing it
meme.
now.
It's so useless, but it's just like here, look at what I can do.
He's got a PPA and afterburn
I'm
tanks.
following the scythe around, and I'm gonna see if they actually manage to grab a
I'm
kill.
watching it too. Oh, he's trying the PPA the powerhouse. Oh my gosh. Meanwhile, Turtle Infantry are having a bit of a tougher time than the pilot is. They could probably use some help, but I don't know how well the Scythe's going to be able to assist them in here. Where is the Scythe? Where is it now, Dubness? Because they've...
3 minutes left in the match. 3 minutes left in the match.
I think there's 3 minutes left in the half, but don't worry about it. We'll get it all sorted out.
Yeah, it's 3 minutes. It's definitely 3 minutes left in half. So I think maybe I think because Cats, they probably realize, hey, we're gonna get into the elimination stage anyway, so we'll take a different approach, maybe a bit more relaxed or whatever, whatever excuse or reason they want to give, right? And often, the most common one we hear from every team is we're just taking it a bit easier today, trying out something different
Oh, there was
because
an
we already
actual
know.
back cap going to Aiken South there for a little while, but again, points are out of play now. We're less than 3 minutes
Yeah,
to go.
it's out of play. That's why I didn't mention it.
Okay.
So so as I was saying, right, they might say, oh, we just wanted to try something different, or perhaps, we know we're going to get into the playoffs, so does it really matter if we win today? As long as we win the tournament, does it really matter? And I think that's probably what we'll hear from whoever comes up for the interview. Because it does seem like a totally different approach today from KATS.
Yes. It does. I mean, that's also true what happened last year. Short Stack and TM played more on the docket for 3. TM forfeited 1 to go play in Outfit Wars, and they won the other 2. But when the final came, and their last match against each other, Short Stack won, and they won the tournament, not TM. So, yeah, it really is who gets the last laugh. So, minute left and a half. But also, that means if Cats lose, they will have lost twice in the group stage, so they will need to take care of business against TLDR next week, or is that the week after?
True, but we have the second half, and you can make changes at half time in terms of who's playing, right? So we might see some changes there, just so they can facilitate a change of approach.
They could. But of course, Turtle gets that all-powerful Aiken Biolab start the next half, so that's going to give them a big advantage right out of the gate.
Okay, well, yeah, so a big advantage in the fact that they can turtle on the point, right? Sure, okay, I can understand where you're coming from, but outside of that, and you can kill like the vehicle terminal, I suppose, at Woodman ASC, but in terms of that being like a really strong side and like the lane being unbalanced, I wouldn't go that far.
That's fair.
But it is definitely an advantage, right? But although it's a small one.
Yeah, it's a small advantage, but it can be very powerful if used to its fullest. So
Half
once,
over, half over. Teams, please get off the continent.
So there you go, 2-0 to Turtle. And I'm quite surprised by that because you know, KATS is a really good team. And obviously so's Turtle, right? As we were saying in the pre-match, they're both so close, and that's why we couldn't really give out a prediction. So quite an interesting 10 events so far.
yeah, that I'm gonna be completely honest is not what I was expecting. But also, it was well within what I defined as the realm of possibility. Though this and I were talking ahead of time, we were like, this could be 1-1. This could be 4-0 for either side. It could be anything in between. We really didn't know what was going to happen. So far, it's 2-0 the Turtle. KATS is not out of this. This is very much not over. LaneSmash can be a very snowbally format, but these are two experienced teams who know what they're doing and can definitely come back. So I would not say this is over, but
Teams
very
can
strong
return to
half.
continent. Go to your home bases, please.
Teams are very. Turtle has done incredibly well on the first half to get the Aiken South cap, and the Woodman ASC push at the opener was excellent. So they have flipped the lane. We'll move. The second half's going to start in about 8 minutes. Thomas, do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, I mean, where to start, so obviously there was hype coming into the match, and that hype is very much still there. Interesting in terms of the scoreline, 2-0 for Turtle. I thought, maybe Turtle win both openers and they win 2-0 that way. But 2-0 in the first half is pretty good so far. In terms of KATS, as I say, right, it's definitely a different approach from them. It's not what we usually see from them. Whether that be in their last match against Pray for Help or in the preseason match, as I say, against Turtle. So in terms of being able to decipher the why this has happened this way, it will have the interviews today. They hopefully will give us a good insight into the teams, into KATS's kind of reasoning behind it, behind changing everything up. And also choosing NC, right? Because to touch on that kind of wider discussion, NC is supposed to be the worst faction. So maybe so why was that why was that chosen?
Yeah.
Because as you said earlier, the maxes are the main issue for the NC.
Yes, they are. NC Reaver, very good ESF. Vanguard, excellent tank. Faction specific, all the weapons and gear are perfectly good. Anchor is very strong, of course. Gossall is very strong for LaneSmash in particular. Max is not quite there. They are getting buffed very soon by the developers, so that might change the competitive balance and the faction balance a little bit. But generally speaking, TR is regarded as the best faction, followed by VS, and there's a pretty decent gap considered to be for NC. So, but that doesn't mean NC hasn't gotten playtime. TLDR played NC and won against WFAT last weekend. KATS is playing it today. So it's not a forgotten faction. It's just one that doesn't see as much action.
It's just totally out of the meta.
Basically, yes.
So, any other kind of matches on this lane in the preseason?
Match will resume in 5 minutes. Match will resume in 5 minutes.
We saw kind of similar things, right? You have basically two options on this lane, which is to either turtle on Woodman or to do what Turtle did, ironically enough, and go for a kind of more traditional approach, take air control, take ground control, and just slowly push in on that point, and then obviously that culminates in a large push on the point, which we saw across the roof using that grav lift to get on there. I wouldn't really expect them to do the same this time if they were starting on Bavata. But they're on Aiken this time, and as you said earlier, quite accurately, it's very possible that Turtle could turtle at Woodman. As confusing as that may sound. Um, while Cats, I'm looking at the team speak. Okay, and I haven't necessarily seen any substitutes or anything, so they could still go for a more traditional approach, right? Which is a focus on air control, or maybe I don't know. Maybe they have a trick up their sleeve, but
I think the air timers kind of rule out turtling as an option when you start from Bravada, because if they have anybody, if you go full Gallic drop on Woodman, they could ground pound you before you, like, on the ground if they have anybody still up in the air. So I think your options are more limited pushing from the Bravada side than the Aiken side, where you can play a bit more of a combined arms approach, which teams have tried to do, or you can turtle on the crescent.
So we do have an answer for their for the reasoning behind Cats having NC. That is because apparently they randomized their bans and picks. So there
Yes,
you
they
go.
did.
You knew that, did you?
Yeah, no. If you read back in the Lane Rules channel, it's publicly accessible in the Jaeger Discord. Link should be coming through in chat periodically. You just have to grab the LaneSmash roll from the Rolls channel, and you can see it. And yes, Cats decided to.
So here you have me talking about let's ask them why, and you already knew the answer.
I told you. I just didn't want. I don't know. I knew the answer.
Jeb
They just randomized it.
Jeb
They did
Kenobi,
it.
more like debated. Come on, man.
I mentioned that. You just didn't hear me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right. Well, we have 3 minutes to second half start. If Cats is gonna pull this back, they need to take Woodman ASC, which is the base here.
100%, yeah.
Like 100%. The lane has been flipped. You can see on the screen now. Cats is now over at Bravada PMC. They're getting ready now. You can see the 12-24 in Hex. Aiken Biolab, 12-24 for Turtle, and 1 Obscam. That might be the head referee. That might be Douglas. I don't know.
That is definitely me.
Okay, that is definitely you. And then Woman ASC is in the middle, where we are now. A crescent, a powerhouse. Very common piece of architecture on the landscape of our axis. 2 vehicle gates, 1 from each direction. 1 road through the center. 2 generators, spawn room. Very normal base in a lot of ways, aside from the point being in the crescent building. That's a little unusual. But now it's going to be seen as one of the most interesting battles in PlanetSide history. And also, thank you all for showing up in chat. There should be giveaways running. If not, then blame Red
Yeah,
for
there
it.
is. Yeah, it's obviously there's a delay, but it's currently Halot washed,
Oh,
which is the name.
poor Halot.
I don't influence that. That's someone else. I'm
No,
sorry.
someone else
Halot.
does that. We do not do the giveaways. We are focused entirely on commentating this action that we bring to you. And we're about to get right back in the swing of things because we're about to start the second half here. In about 1 to 2 minutes. So once we get the word from the rest, we'll start checking their team's second half openers, and I will be following Cats in this time from Bravada.
Yeah, for sure. I think it looks like an interesting opener for both sides, but pretty traditional. I don't know how much time we have until the match starts.
I don't want to show anything that I can't show.
Well, I'll take a risk. Oh no, I won't. No.
One more thing we can talk about real quick while we wait for the word from the referees is this infantry terminal inside of Woodman ASC is so important. And
in the powerhouse,
yeah, in the powerhouse is such a big deal. I'm showing it on stream because from there you can pull maxes, you can swap people to medic or engineer or light assault or heavy assault. You can resupply all
Match
your
starting
utility.
next tick. Match starts next tick.
All right.
Okay. So I thought we would have enough of delay, but now we definitely do.
So yes, quite a lot of ESFs, and then 1 repair gal from Turtle. So they're going for air control second half, I think. There's a second repair gal then pulled by Orion, and Then looking over toward the cat side. 1, 2, 3. Oh, many Reavers.
Yeah.
So
Good.
many. They might be double
Good.
pulling,
1
actually.
minute to round start.
I really
minute.
want a big air battle.
Oh, I think we're going to get
So
it this
that
half.
makes me happy.
I see probably at least about 12 or so Reavers. So
Oh yeah, we're getting nice. We're gonna have a good air battle. I hope you turned up your graphics for the stream.
I did. They
Because
run pretty
air
high
battles-
anyway, but I've turned them up for the stream. We have ultra effects, high settings, plenty of render
let's be honest,
distance.
right? Air battles in low graphics, right? Potato quality. It doesn't look very good,
No.
right? Because you're there to sweat as an infantry player. But in those, cinematic videos, right? Like the ones I think was it Lil Babs used to make, with
Maybe.
ultra graphics. It's like wow,
There are some old videos floating around of
15
this
seconds.
game back before OMFG, back before they really tried to improve
10,
performance and cut back on.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Second half start. Second half start.
So here we go.
Here we go. I will continue the
Air
discussion a
battle
little bit later.
time. I'll
The
keep an
Reavers
eye on
are
those
flying in. The
galaxies.
Scythes are going to beat them. First Coyote Volley completely misses. And now the air battle has begun. Scythes versus Reavers. The Reavers are flying straight in, very aggressively trying to duel with the Scythes. Scythes are all holding back, holding formation, trying to focus fire. The ball fight is working, but I feel like KATS is charging in a little almost undisciplined. And the VS Airball and the Repair Gals are holding pretty tight so far. But here come the rest of the Reavers. Okay, well I think it's waiting for the moment to strike. Maybe.
I don't think it's a. I would avoid using the term discipline because I think they just want to really rush the turtle airball and stop them from doing what they did last round, which was sit back. If you remember, they sat back at Moss Ridge. This time they're sitting back towards East Acre south and south. And so they're just trying to disrupt that, I think, rather than letting them play to their strengths. KATS are trying to play to theirs in the air.
Yes, but it's also not working quite so well for them because the VS I think are repulling and have a numerical advantage in the air at this point. I only see about 4 or 5 Reavers and many more Scythes. And the Repair Gals standing tall. The Mag Riders are also now in a position where they can offer supporting AA fire if they've got Rangers equipped on those top guns. All of them works worse.
So those Mag Riders, that's a huge benefit of this part of the lane for VS, right? Because not many teams, I don't know how many teams know this, but you can actually obviously get on top of this hill with Mag Riders, and then you can shoot down onto point with Hesh. Speaking of the point, it has been flipped by KATS, who have some infantry.
They have about 6, and they're bringing a few more in. Force just ran inside. They got a max pulling.
No hard light barriers,
G-Power is dead. Turrets. They have hacked the infantry terminal at the powerhouse, and they're pulling infantry.
They got a max
from that at any time.
But I want to see a setup, right? Because you saw how useful it was for the turtle to counter any push made. Like it really does help. And because it's a crescent building, there's so many entrances you have to watch. You need to have those deployables down.
I mean, there are 5 doors on the top floor alone, and 3 more downstairs. So many entrances. Ooh.
So a small note here is that the shield gen for the turtle side shield has just been destroyed. So that would have been overloaded in the opener. While the one for KATS is still up. Those galaxies are now.
We are getting some live stats from PSB here. I gotta remember where I get the live report. Where is that? Team stats, I think. Okay. Did we get totals from this? There we go. Team 2 KATS is currently running a. Oh, everybody from KATS is now inside that crescent building. Oh my. Sorry, I was distracted with getting the stats loaded up. KATS is currently running a 0.8 KDR. That is in comparison to whatever Turtles got. I can't quite find it. But whatever.
So currently Turtle are on the roof of the Crescent, and they're getting ready to push it in from the roof, and it looks like downstairs as well. Cats do now have some. They have one anti-infantry turret. They do have one, and they do have one hard light barrier on the point, providing a little bit of cover for Max.
However, KATS has the second floor control, which is so important. Purdue comes in from behind. He's going to try to C4. He doesn't. Oh, he does! Tank mines are something huge detonation, but I think it only got one kill. Turtle did a good job spraying out. They have point control still, and they have that critical top floor control.
So Turtle have pushed in upstairs with Azor as their Max trying to get in.
They push upstairs. Point is
They
flipping the
do have
VS,
Skeleton Max as well.
but it's going to go back pretty much immediately. Smile is havocked. He can't get repaired right now in a Max. Lots of heals need to happen here for Integrity is dangerous low. He's the last minute KATS has done on the lower floor. It's keeping them point control. They have less than a minute to cap, but Turtle has wiped the top floor. Big Res comes out for KATS, but that's probably not going to be enough as there's a whole ball of Turtle Infantry ready to meet them. That's going to mean a giant... Yeah, here it comes. Here comes the big push down the stairs. Point slipping the VS. Street Scum is going to try to stand tall here, but he's way outnumbered. Way outnumbered. He's Havoc. He can't repair. He goes down. Force goes down. And everything is Turtle. With 20 seconds to go. Carlito, Tesmir, they're trying to push. Desperately trying to push. They have less than 10... They have like 10 seconds to go. But there's not enough on the inside, and there's not enough on the outside to really make that happen. They go out. Airats tries to touch point.
I'm
Tesmir
having
runs to
some
the point.
connection difficulties. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Turtle takes Woodman ASE, and with that, the path for KATS to victory just got exponentially harder. They need to resecure Woodman, and then take Aiken South and the Biolab to even get a draw here. This is very much Turtle's game to lose at this point. And KATS is wiped, and they have the cap at Woodman, so they're on their way, but this is going to be a difficult path now. One that they faced last week against Pray for Help, and they did not succeed at. But also, they are on the point at Woodman, which is something they didn't really do much in the Pray for Help match. So that is progress.
Okay, can you hear me? I think I'm having a bit of connection difficulties. My PC just isn't good enough. It's okay though. It's okay because, you know, the match goes on, and currently, obviously, we have KATS on the point here at Woodman ASE. After quite a similar push from Turtle to retake Woodman, as we saw in the first half, very similar. But KATS did put up a much better fight this time. It was much closer, which was nice to see. You love to see it.
Yeah, indeed. So, Turtle's trying to push this back. KATS has got 3 minutes to resecure here and get a point. Points flipping back to VS, and there's Mag Riders out here that have pulled with the Hesh gun. You can tell by the flat nose as opposed to the pointy one for the AP. And they are slowly taking building control. But Turtle is holding for now. The point, this is a much harder base to retake than it is to take initially off the opener. Smile is taking a phylactery res. He's going to get cut down immediately. The Frankmite's in a max. They have options. But KATS is because the thing is now you have to worry about lower floor control.
Yeah,
Timer going.
for sure.
You can't just all sit on the top floor and not deal with it. Oh no! Orion's got a Bulldog from his Galaxy pointed directly into the second floor of the Crescent. This is disgusting. The splash damage, the destruction, the hash. This is normally what you see KATS doing to other people, not what KATS is done to them. But regardless, they still have the building. They are weathering it out. They have 2 minutes to cap. I think they have 24 people inside of this Crescent, which is going to make it hard to break. Dundas, can you see a push? Or is he still having connection issues? Oh no. Well, I'm sure we'll get him back soon. Delta takes down Axdan but goes down. Turtle is beginning to breach second floor, but they're also starting to run out of time unless they can start getting inside soon. 2 medics dead in one spot, and they both go to res. Another medic goes down. Where is that Hesh coming from? Oh, wow. That's a good spot. Mag Rider up on the mountain, shelling through the right bridge door. Turtle was still getting top 4 control.
Turtle's starting to breach the balcony now, upstairs. Frank Mike's gone down, which is a huge blow.
Oh no, Canadian is just running with a blue ship max, cleaning the stairs.
Most likely.
KATS is falling back to lower floor. This is going to be tight. They have a minute to cap. Oh no, I think this is going to go back to Turtle's way. This is a huge amount of timer though that KATS got. They got it to win less than a minute before Turtle pushes them back. But at the same time now, the timer for KATS is becoming a bit of a factor here. 20 minutes to go. Each base cap is 4 minutes. Longer for the biolab, so they have to get a bit of a move on here if they want to have enough time to adequately cap the biolab. Meanwhile, SW Clone is trying to drive what appears to be a Hesh Lightning into the base, perhaps. Turtle has Mag Riders rolling around outside, causing there is complete vehicle domain control here from Turtle. They are in control of this game. They have beacons. They are set up on point. They have some air. They have a lot of ground vehicles. What is KATS going to do? Where is the response? Oh, I'm looking the wrong direction.
Okay, so if I open planet side, my internet dies.
Oh no!
You love to see it.
You love to see it.
So, just, I'm going to have to let you just solo cast for a second here while I try to fix all my issues, because I have so many of them.
Turtle's repaired Galaxy pushed forward and went down. KATS' answer apparently is Reavers. It's a very smart answer, I think. They're going to take down a Mag Rider. They take down a Galaxy. This is some good vehicle kills. One more Mag Rider is in a lot of trouble here. He probably needs to get out of there and try to find some extra support. Reavers have pulled. Are the pilots going up for Turtle to contest this? I don't think so. Not yet. They're making sure they get this cap through. Also, several of the pilots are in maxes. I see Love That Live in a max. Canadian was in a max earlier. I think he's still in one.
Yeah, it's what you would expect from the number 1 and number 2 seed, right? For the most part, there's been good max usage, and obviously that air battle is so important, and has the air battle at least has been pretty good so far.
Yeah, the KATS air is slowly cleaning up all the VS vehicles. The last few are going down now.
Half at least.
They're using Hornets from the Reavers to knock out the tanks. Not sure how useful that will be at killing infantry, but it's being, of course, extremely effective at killing tanks. KATS has now got beacons up, and they're going to try to push this back. They have a minute to get back in here and keep the timer on Woodman.
Plenty of time, really, for a team like KATS to be able to get on point here. Plenty of time.
Addy Pick has got a flash. He just drives it up to get for transport. He runs inside. He's going to make it to the server box. He's got a max right on top of him. He goes down immediately. The thing, though, if KATS is going to push this, I mean, point neutral, that's great. To get building control, they're going to need to push with pretty much everybody they have.
Someone
so far,
just repaired.
I don't see the force build up for that yet.
Someone just repaired the shield generator. Why? Like, there was no need. I mean, I appreciate it. Like, thank you. Well done, you've got some more certs, but there wasn't really a need.
Flames drops on the Aesor, takes the advantage of his low health and kills him. He's going to peek and die. Turtle has got less than 30 seconds to cap this back here. Frankmite and Jokrima are stuck at the bottom of the stairs. They can't run through. Osprey is really close. Osprey is neutralizing the point now. With the aid of Carlito, that's going to help out a lot. Okay, so KATS has got point now. And they almost have building control. I think that Turtle just pulled off. They are now in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, you know, I think if you want to be harsh, you know, like really harsh, you could be like, oh, you know, what a mistake, they've pulled off too early. But to be honest, you know, when you're 3-0 up, a mistake like that, it's not really the end of the world, is it? You know,
No, it's not.
if it was still 1-0, I'd be like, okay, that is that like, you know, that mistake could mean something. But you know, as timer progresses, both for the half and on the base, it's
Ooh.
soon it will be impossible for the Cats to even get a draw. Never mind the W.
I mean, it's already impossible to get the W because they've already lost Woodman, which was the one thing they had to do to ensure that their path to victory remained open. Points already flipping back to VS. However, the KATS does have air control now, but one Reaver does go down. Another Reaver's getting heavily flacked. They do have some ground pounding now. They have the air hammer. That's going to help. But I don't think it's going to help enough as Turtle is taking top 4 again, and they're already flipping point back. That was not a long enough hold.
It has been nice to watch the infantry side of things of like both teams. And I think, you know, if we do have a Cats Turtle final, which is, you know, as you say, quite likely, and if, you know, because it's the final, you would expect uh, like your best 24. And in the final, you know, it may be a different story, but the infantry today it's been quite close. And I think kind of one of the main reasons that Turtle have been able to keep the upper hand of it is because not only the max difference, sure, but also the usage of vehicles such as the Mag Rider, and the Scythe providing the air to ground. Now the question is there a back cap? Because I don't think so.
There is not. There is some VS in the Hex, though, so they're definitely thinking about it.
Yeah, and there's a VS
KATS is
beacon
also
as
dropping
well.
more personnel onto the roofs of Woodman, so they're going to have to defend that a little bit. Worth noting today, this is the first of 2 matches today on PSB Twitch for LaneSmash. Almost immediately after this one, we have a second one, which is going to be Date versus Darks and B bracket action. Date coming out of Connery, Date comes out of Miller. I'm sorry, Dark comes out of Connery. 2 very similar names, almost as bad as Turtle and TLDR. But Dudas was going to go grab Flames off the roof, and then he's going to almost get air hammered. He does get air hammered. So I will be casting that one with Dotsor. Back here, the stream will probably go offline for a few minutes while I get some water and flip over the stream assets for the new teams.
Imagine talking about the next stream when this one hasn't even concluded.
Well, there is very little turnaround time, first off, and second off, this is a bit of a lull in the action here. So let's just go ahead and do that while we're at it. Normally, I would wait a little bit longer.
TJ was trying to get the back cap for Turtle at Moss Ridge.
The match starts in an hour, Dubness, assuming we go entirely the schedule here, and this match will end about almost exactly when the prep period, with very little time before the prep period for the second match starts. So
Okay,
there is actually not a lot of turnaround time here.
Okay. Alright. So the Turtle did try to get a back cap going at Moss Ridge, but they got intercepted. And there was an air
now
hammer.
flipping at Woodman. Joe Crema and Torm Falcon and Carlito have all arrived. And a few more cats are starting to pour in.
Air to ground. Oh.
That air to ground is going to cause Turtle some problems here. But Turtle appears to be moving the underneath area to assemble.
So at this point, you know, the nanite drain may start to come into play, and that may explain why we're seeing less maxes, but also the fact that, you know, Cats I think are using a beacon to get to point. They can't seem to find a Sunder anywhere.
I think they have a hard time. There's still a harasser, a ranger harasser to be sure, but a harasser nonetheless running around outside. That would
Yeah, that
eventually
ranger
deny a
harasser just got
Sunder,
blown up.
potentially. Turtles already run back onto the lower floor here, but they also got mauled pretty badly doing so. Like, try to get out of the way. And also the answer to Twitch chat's question, yes, there's fog off. I'm just doing a lot of high zoom, lots and lots of long distance shots at some points in the match. So fog is off. My run distance is coming into play here. I don't change that for casting enough to make sure the FPS delivery remains really smooth and I don't tax my computer too much. Alright, Chokrima's dropping down, trying to make something happen. He gets mobby, but then he gets peeked by 2 more and goes down. The other thing that's been noticeable is that KATS seem to be having a hard time getting enough people in the right places when they need them to really give Turtle problems. You have a lot of individual players who are very, very skilled and on their own, but they're getting peeked by 2 or 3 players of similar skill, and even then, 3v1 is very difficult to deal with. Ooh, we have G-Power with a Matic Max.
10 minutes left in the half.
As we halfway, is 10 minutes left to go. He's going to drop on the point and help clean up, as KATS have retaken the point here. I feel like at this point, KATS is just playing to avoid getting shut out and blanked by Turtle 3-0. They're going to play for that 3-1. Or maybe even 3-2. That's still impossible within the bounce of the clock. Panda gets air hammered off the roof. Quint is in trouble, but he makes it inside. Osprey's got a repair bus out now, and they're going to clean up TJ. So now they've got some spawn options, but that's also a repair bus. Not the thing you kind of wanted to play. Really, you want to have like 2 of those running around causing problems.
Yeah, it's already got a lightning on it. On it.
Mm-hmm. Yami already pulled a Viper Lightning trying to shotgun it down.
A Viper?
Mm-hmm. Viper's a very good DPS for these kind of situations. That bus is already on fire and burning. It needs repair immediately. Ooh, and it eats I think an S1 launcher from the tower, as Turtle's got a stealth bus up here that they're using for spawn support, and goes down. That was an excellent rocket shot to finish off the bus. But also the fact that Turtle can just throw away a lightning and have it not be a concern is a really big problem for KATS. Turtle's also repulled air. That's going to destroy these 2 buses. Are basically dead on arrival now.
Yeah.
Walker aside. Oh my gosh, the rocket pods. Kaboom, and bus goes pop.
So KATS they have managed to get at least 1 max onto the point, but obviously because it's the Turtle home base, well, it's not home base, sorry, but it's Turtle's base, they're gonna have an easier time at bringing in their maxes to counter push, and it looks like KATS have lost half their hold right now. Turtle's pushing in upstairs. Very slowly, but it is happening.
Everybody outside the present for KATS just got pounded into the ground by scythes. KATS is still on the lower floor, but Turtle's got the upper floor, and we've seen it time and time again in preseason and in the match today. That whoever's upper floor control has the true power. The high ground in this building is so important that if you lose it, it's basically over for you.
Don't try it, Anakin. I have the high ground. But you know, so we see it on live as well when people put a router around the corner in the cubby hole downstairs. That whenever you then try to push the point from that position, you just get shot from above, which isn't very pleasant. It's up there with getting air to grounded. So at least when I always go for this base, I always try to hold the top side of it, and then push down onto the point at the last second to steal it. Have I crashed again?
No, you're fine. I'm just not talking.
Not talking, but you're the caster.
There isn't much to talk about.
Okay, well,
Turtle's got the base back. There's some NC air here now, but it's getting focused, and one immediately goes down the lock-ons.
So
Delta Delta goes down to an air hammer, but I think yes, the ESF's going to go down as well, and Delta can get res, and that ESF is toast.
So what we can discuss, right, is how this now affects the bracket, because well,
KATS is now going to be 1 and 2. Like
yes,
they can't win at this point. They are out.
well, they
12
can't
minutes
win.
are gone.
They can't win the bracket. Like they can't get the first seed in the group. Sure. Um, and obviously this puts Turtle in a good position now um, to be that number 1 seed. But if KATS is second or third in the group, that means they can avoid Turtle again until the final. And still very possible for KATS to be able to be in that third spot. But probably more likely that they're going to end up in. Would they end up in fourth?
Cats.
Yeah. If they,
So Cats' remaining schedule is just one match. They only have one left at this point, and that's against
so
TLDR.
let's say they win their next match and they have 6 points, right?
Mhm.
And then let's say TLDR also, and let's say TLDR they win one of their remaining matches,
They have
and pray for help.
3.
Okay, so it is possible that KATS can still get third place. But it does look like Turtle will be top in the group. That A bracket group.
A question I've got is Turtle will probably be top of the group, assuming they take care of business next weekend. They play TLDR on the Dahaka Aladdin lane. The coin flip for that was just done this morning. So Turtle will be playing VS against TLDR on TR. That's a lot of T's in one sentence. Man. So that'll be a really interesting match. That'll be casted by, let me check. That'll be casted by Monkey, DG, and myself as of right now. So, as KATS has retaken the point here at Woodman, they have 4 minutes of timer and 2 minutes of capture to deal with here. But again, Turtle's working from the top down. They've got roof control to go to. They'll go to second floor next, and then down to the first floor and get the point back. That will be their plan, and I think they've got the forces to execute on it. So bracket will be interesting because KATS only plays TLDR next. They have a week off between now and then. They don't play next weekend, so that will give them time to prepare, time to review, time to think over these two losses that they have suffered now, and potentially come back much stronger.
Well, see, KATS is such a well-established team and has so much individual skill as well as experience that I wouldn't expect them to be too phased actually by this result. I really don't. Because they are such, like I say, such a strong team. So I wouldn't perhaps put too much stock into that. I wouldn't diamond hands it, as it were. But as for Turtle, I think in their minds this may validate them a little bit further. And I mean, in the last interview, we know they're confident, which is always good for a team. And so this, I think, will further that a little bit, and really just hopefully make for a very good elimination stage.
The elimination stage shaped up to be fantastic, I have to say. So Turtle still has to play TLDR, and they have to play
WFAT, I think.
WFAT still.
Yeah.
Yes, they played WFAT the last week.
And I think KATS only have TLDR left. So if KATS beat TLDR, I think they can still get third place. But that, I think, then also requires TLDR losing their other match against, I believe it is Pray for Help.
It is tomorrow.
Which is tomorrow. So that could happen.
I play for Pray for Help, full disclosure. I am really excited for that match, though. Two teams that are perhaps greater than the sum of their parts, and really looks to be a really interesting match. Also on this lane, so really excited for that. That will start at 3:30 Eastern, and I think that's 20:30 UTC. There is a scene I will show toward the end of the broadcast here that will confirm all that. If I'm wrong, that scene is right.
I just want to point out, because we have been talking a lot about kind of the wider perspective of things, but Turtle did put 2 flashes inside the crescent. If you want to have a look come over to the crescent and have a look at the setup.
I saw them bring in one, but didn't get very far.
You will have a look at the Turtle setup in the crescent right now. You've got the highlight barriers, the Logi Specialist flash, lots
Nobody's
of recon.
on that Logi special splash in that. Somebody get on that, make sure it works.
I mean, there was, but I think it doesn't necessarily matter at this point. But yeah, nice to see that their defense is solid. You know, KATS had a good defense.
With that flash also has scout radar that'll call out any KATS formations before they even show up, enter the building, enabling really efficient rotates. Ooh, Reaver just crashed.
So, just to recap, right? There was some good defense by KATS and at the Aiken Biolab, and also that air battle was pretty nice to see as well in the second half opener. They did quite well considering you're missing names like Path Daddy and Crowley, right?
Snipsel. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Snipsel's not a pilot, but yeah, sure.
They're also their main force commander though. That is a big
well,
thing to lose.
well, I think he would object to the term force commander. I think he's just the organizer or a shot caller. I think he's just an organizer. But
End of
really,
match. End of
you'd have to
match.
ask him.
3-0. Turtle. Congratulations to Turtle for the winning. Well played, both teams.
3-0,
Team
there you
captains,
go.
please move up to interview channel.
3-0. KATS Turtle. Same scoreline as Pray for Help versus KATS. What do you think, Jeb? Are you surprised, or what are your thoughts?
I am surprised based on my pre-match predictions, but as I watched the match unfold, I very much saw this going Turtles' way. The organization, the cohesion, the rotations were all very much on point. KATS seemed to be caught just a little behind the ball fairly often, and that really hurt them because speed and being in the right place at the right time is so critical in LaneSmash. And also the lack of air from KATS, especially first half, really surprised me. The fact that Turtle basically ruled the air game was very surprising to me, considering that KATS has Bling with them. The farming air outfit from Cobalt that's widely regarded as one of the best air forces in the world for planet side. Now, Turtle has a very strong air force as well. Do not get me wrong. But I would have expected that they would have had a much stiffer time keeping air control or even getting in the first place than they did. So.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that just kind of goes to show that they just kind of took a different approach to the game. And yeah. I think we're ready for the interviews.
Yeah, we have a couple people coming in already. We can go ahead. Do you want to go ahead and... Can you drag them?
I don't think... I will try.
Or did we join them?
I cannot. So there you go.
I can't. Okay, we'll drop down to them.
Channel switched.
Hello?
Hello.
User joined your channel.
Osprey, can you unmute Clone and Yamster?
You should be able to give them interview that unmutes them.
Okay.
And that will disappear next time, so there's
Error.
no issue with it. And it's done.
Thank you. Yam, looks like your mic's deactivated. Welcome, everybody.
Hey, hello.
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 So, first off, well played both teams. Congratulations to Turtle. Well played, KATS.
Yeah, well played.
Well played. Good match.
It was indeed a good one.
Yamster, that's Yami, right? Yami Samurai?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get some questions going. Let's start off with KATS. First thing that I need to clear up. Was the pick for NC randomized? Because I was told that it was.
It was a
I don't know.
randomizer, yes. It was confirmed.
Okay, yeah.
Though, I must say, I had some ideas with NC stuff that we wouldn't have been able to do with the two others. It's just I couldn't set them up as I wanted.
Okay. Was that because of what Turtle was doing, or was that just because of
It was I didn't plan on having 6 mag riders and not a single ESF on my side, but I'm not gonna blame my team because we didn't have any of the tankers available today outside of Erots and Halot, but 2 alone. I know that they would have 4 at least, and I was missing all 4 of my best pilots, including the 2 leaders. So it was a bit harder, let's say.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because we noticed that in the first half there didn't really seem to be many ESFs from KATS. Is that just because you were missing your pilots?
Yeah, I gave Smiles the lead. He's good leader. I'm never gonna blame him. It's just that I think people were not used with Smiles calling. He's not as angry as Crowley and Puff, so it didn't go as well. Like, yeah, I was missing so many key players. At least 6 that would be on my main roster today. But
Okay.
yeah,
So I do have just one more question for you before we switch over to Turtle here.
Mhm.
When it came to the Biolab defense, that was a pretty comprehensive defense in terms of the infantry play, and then we saw again that infantry play coming uh, into relevance once again in the second half, where it was that back and forth on Woodman. Would you say that like overall that you're happy with your team's performance, or
with what I had, and first of all, I must thank my team for putting more investment this week into this game than we ever did in the last 5 months. Because we went around, we tried stuff, went for a strat and all, and that went. I didn't expect 20 people to show up for all the planning and stuff. That was amazing, and we already played better, and I'm way more satisfied with the overall atmosphere and team this time. Because even though we're missing key players, like I believe we did good. So yeah, I'm overall happy about today.
good stuff? Good stuff. Thank you. Yami, are you here to who should I direct the kind of the broader questions? Because I know Clone, you're an armor player, so should I direct the wider questions over to Yami here?
I can answer this first one, I guess. Well, I'll give it to Yami when I'm not
Okay,
really
sure.
feeling up to it. Yeah.
So, what we saw in the opener, for kind of both sides, a focus on air control, and then we saw the infantry push where you use the grav lift to get onto the roof with the maxes, and then go into the balcony. Was that planned, or was that very much just kind of thinking on your feet?
Well, that was a lot of thinking on our feet. We do have Plan C contingency for such events as like a turtle, or even Plan D contingency for any sort of mass air event. But at least for what we didn't have any plan to go up the grav lifts. We kind of just saw and said, "Hey, those grav lifts exist," you know. I
But
mean,
then,
we just had to play it really, really smart.
The Gravelis were in one of my plans, but I couldn't do it with your fucking 20 mag riders.
so speaking of the mag riders, I assume that you did the research to get the mag rider on top of that mountain, where you can look down onto point.
No, they just play Mag Rider on live a lot. I just pretty much told them do whatever.
You don't need research for that.
So Yami, in terms of how Turtle is feeling with that result, are you looking forward now to the rest of the season, ready just to get out of the way to the group stage and then perform to your expectations, or?
I mean, it's not over. Nothing comes easy in this league, right? Before the start of this match, you could hear a pin drop in the locker room. Uh, the guys were ready to take this serious because our opponents, respect to KATS, they have unbelievable chemistry in a solid group of guys and coaches. So our offensive line and our defensive line definitely were taking that into consideration during the battle and during our planning as well. But going forward into the next matches, it's not over. We're going to be taking this one game at a time, and we're going to try and win it. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're here to do. In LaneSmash, we're here to win, and that's what we did here today.
Okay. All right. Thank you. In terms of any other questions, Jeb? Because I don't really have any other questions, to be honest. We've satisfied why KATS had NC. We've found out what went on with that grav lift push.
Fuck Snipsol. He's fucking playing wolves and sabotaging the peaks. I swear to God.
That's not something you need to take up internally, Osprey.
Bro,
I don't
it's
have
like,
any other questions.
it's my first year leading anything like close to LaneSmash. It's my first time. Actually second because I led against Wefat. But like yeah. He's sabotaging me. I swear to God, he hates weebs that much.
I mean,
Yeah.
from Turtle's side, definitely want to give a shout out to the offensive infantry line, defensive infantry line, as well as our offensive vehicle line. They definitely brought their aim game today, and their squad leads are absolutely amazing. Really good leadership material. And
Despite the
we're,
inexperience in the format, as stated in the last interview.
yeah, I mean, they definitely bring their talent. We're adjusting to all of the blows that this league is throwing at us, and hopefully by the time come playoffs, we'll be ready and we'll bring our A game.
Yeah.
Hopefully I
we
can
had
too.
to bring a really good game. We were missing some of our core players, like our like current best air player, Modi One. We were also missing a lot of armor players. Well, we had to fill in. We were going to get a Munal to play, but we had to resort to our backups. We were also missing our star infantry lead, FD Swan, but I think
The
Dudas played pretty well.
the gaming format that LaneSmash has right now with the neutral bases, it's definitely a challenge having to take control of the neutral zone, and not only that, having to push the enemy zone and take those bases, especially when you're facing competent opponents like KATS. It's definitely challenging, but that's where the fun comes from. So we definitely enjoyed it.
All right. Thank you all for coming down over here for the interview. Thank you all for playing and giving us some excellent entertainment. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Moving on in a little while here, in just about 40 minutes time, so don't go anywhere. We're going to have the second match of today, Dark versus Date, back on this lane. It's a VSTR match, and that is at 20:30 UTC, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, or convert to your time zones from there. And then tomorrow we have two more matches. CBT is going to take on KATS at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 18:30 UTC, and then directly after that, same time frame, Pray for Help is going to take on TLDR in the second A bracket tilt of the weekend. That'll start at 20:30 UTC and 3:30 p.m. Eastern. All of these will be streamed on PlanetSide Battles Twitch right here on this channel. We have a bit of a rotating crew of casters in, so you don't get too used to anybody. And yeah, I hope you guys all have a good weekend. The stream is going to flip over and go offline for a little while here, and then it'll be back very soon. So take care, guys.